Johannesburg's municipal billing and payment systems are on the brink of collapse. This would affect more than 1.5 million accounts and cause widespread confusion among residents and businesses attempting to pay utility bills for or process property transfers. Now, the city's core billing platform and customer payment interface reportedly went offline in late January, with payments made over a 2-week period not appearing on statements and the e-services portal showing 0 transactions. That's a situation that threatens to delay municipal billing, slow critical services, and further frustrate ratepayers who are already grappling with service delivery failures. Let's now explore the potential risk of this with the General Manager of the Johannesburg Property Owners and Managers Association, Angela Rivers. Angela, appreciate the time. Thank you so much. Perhaps you can just start off by explaining this a little bit better for us. What is this platform? What does this billing system actually do? Is this where you and I actually pay for our rates and taxes on a yearly basis? Would that be where this is? Or what does it actually mean?
So thank you so much for having me on your show. So the City of Johannesburg has quite a dynamic system called the e-billing system, and it's quite powerful when it's working. It allows you to download your accounts offline, log queries, load your own meter readings, and when it is working, it is a very powerful system. Unfortunately, when it goes down, and a lot of people are really reliant on it because you can process all your payments, a lot of people will use different ways to pay their account. So if you've got to pick and pay or you're doing it online, there are various ways you can pay up your account. But if you're paying it through the e-billing system, and that system crashes or goes down for a couple of days, it can be catastrophic for the city.
And I mean, now since the end of January, has this ever happened before?
Yes, we have seen it happen before, but not at this scale. So the market that we work around specifically is affordable housing, high-rise properties. So a lot of our members we have over 60,000 residential units that we manage. And when the system goes down, we see it on a huge scale. I haven't seen it at a level where it's affecting households and smaller residents. So this crash that happened in January was the first time I've seen it to this extent.
Yeah, and the worrisome thing here is how long this could be in play for. Do you get any word then from who should that be? Should that be from the Joburg City Council? Should that be from government? Who exactly should be responsible for this? And have they given out any word?
Yes, so I stay in contact very closely with a group of people at council, which includes the group CFO, the COO, the city manager, and they are working very hard. I believe the system is up and running again, and they are trying to fix the backlog of capturing payments. And they're really taking it seriously because it is the spine of the city's billing system at the moment. And there really is a very huge desire from the city to get it working and functioning at its optimum.
Yeah, it's so interesting actually because it creates such a massive delay, and the financial impact here could also be massive, surely one would think. Is it just a delay in funds, or is it the allocation of those funds to the right places that could even be at risk here? And once it comes back online, if it does, of course, the question mark is, how soon will it then get up to date?
So that's a really good question. So first of all, any delay that the city has in collecting money will have a knock-on effect of services. So if they're not collecting money from people, then your potholes, your water crisis, the continuous damage to city power infrastructure, those kind of maintenance and urgent interventions can't be implemented because there is no money. So it is vital that the city does collect the money, but if their billing is continuously incorrect, you're going to find people aren't willing to pay. So what had happened with the system specifically in January is payments were made, but they weren't allocated to the account. So the money was sitting in the accounts, it just hadn't been allocated yet, which is a lot easier to fix. And one of the best things, and I do a lot of training for utilities managers and people who work around the utilities, And one of the big things, and I know it can seem very simple, but the city doesn't know if there's a problem if you don't tell them. So my advice is the first day that you get your account and you see that there's an issue on it, log a call immediately. If it's in the system, it cannot be ignored. Saying that there are also glitches in the system where references are closed without being finalized, and in those cases, you just got to keep pushing it. Like, don't sit back and think that the city is going to just magically know that they haven't allocated the payments or that they've overread your meter. You really need to continuously make reference numbers and escalate.
Yeah, not so long ago, I saw somebody still reading the meters from my property as well. Then that doesn't mean that the services aren't happening, right? It just means that the allocation thereof and the actual reception of that bill is something you won't have as yet.
Absolutely. And it's very important to understand that the city did a huge change last year. Initially, the revenue department was in charge of all the billing. So they did all the billing for City Power, they did all the billing for Joburg Water and the rates department. In last year, the process started of moving the billing back to the utilities. So Joburg Water is now responsible for their own billing. City Power is responsible for their own billing. That process, although there was a hope that it would be streamlined, there's always going to be glitches when you're making a big move like that. But what it does for the citizens, which is really important, is that if you have a billing query specifically to Joburg Water, you don't need to now contact revenue, then they have to get the information from Joburg Water, bring it back to revenue. Now everything is happening in-house. So we should see in the future a more streamlined billing and query resolution process.
Yeah, that will be very interesting. On the other side, of course, is people who are moving into their houses or moving out of homes as well. So conveyancers, bond originators, all of them saying no manual workaround to this. Does that mean people aren't actually able to move to their properties, new or otherwise, because of this situation?
So there's a huge, yes, so it does create a huge delay. So one of the big things is obviously we can't apply for clearance certificates, and without a clearance certificate, you can't get transfer. So people are literally waiting for that to happen. And once you have, if you were one of the lucky ones who did get transfer, it's very difficult to open a new account in your name. So that whole transfer process has been halted.
Wow. And as we said, we don't know the timelines with regards to solving this overall. Even when it comes back online, will there be a lack of trust now in the entire billing infrastructure?
So I think the trust deficit with the city has been going on for quite a long time. And when I meet with them, my argument is always, if you want the city on your side and you want the residents on your side, you've got to fix that trust deficit. And the simplest things are the billing system. I mean, get the bill right and people won't complain as much. Fix the potholes, get back to basics. I mean, there's that, I'm sure everyone knows the joke that how do you tell if someone is a drunk driver in Johannesburg? Is because they're driving straight. Because the potholes have become impossible. And what we've seen is a lot of residents are now taking it into their own hands and fixing the potholes themselves. And then the trust falls away again, because now you're taking our money and you're not doing the job that you're supposed to be doing. It's a huge, I think it might take the city a lot longer than it thinks to get the trust back of the residents. Part of the work that I do with the city of Johannesburg and my property owners is trying to repair that trust relationship. But it's very difficult when the guys at the top get it and they're willing to work and they're willing to operate and they're willing to do whatever it takes to fix the problem. But you don't get that same enthusiasm as you go down the work stream.
Sure. Wow. There's so much to really get into here, and hopefully we get more word from the municipality with regards to that billing system and it getting fixed. Angela, appreciate the time. Thank you so much for highlighting the significance and importance of this. Angela Rivers, the General Manager of the Johannesburg Property Owners and Managers Association.